CTV News at 5 with Marina Moore and Tony Rima with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us, Tony. And Tony will join us in a moment. Marina is off. A 43-year-old man is facing charges of animal cruelty after OPP received reports of a dog being abused. According to the police, most of the occurrences happened in the New Liskeard area. Investigators had also received additional reports of the same individual mistreating dogs in a public area. The suspect, who is of no fixed address, has since been arrested, while the dogs in his possession were secured with help from animal control. More than $260,000 in illegal drugs have been seized following a 6-month investigation by the Anishinaabe police. Police say Project Corridor uncovered drugs like fentanyl, cocaine, and methamphetamines. Officers also seized 5 firearms and other weapons along with cash. The investigation started last December into drug trafficking in several Ontario First Nation communities, including Sagamok and Nipissing First Nation. 20 individuals have been arrested and are facing 78 criminal charges between them. Time for our first check on weather. For more details, we go to CTV's Tony Rima.
Thanks for that, Ian. Whew, another warm one today. If you're looking to work up a sweat, go outside for like a couple of minutes, walk around the block, and you'll be drenched. We're under a heat warning right across the broadcast region, and I'll step out of the frame here. There's also a severe thunderstorm watch for the broadcast region. The warning is in through Temiskaming Shores. I just checked the City of Temiskaming Shores webcam, and it's raining off and on, but there's a chance of also some hail, strong winds, and as we take a look at our forecast radar, our first weather is brought to you by CAA. Get your membership by going to getcaa.ca. A lot of unsettled conditions. However, skies are going to clear over the next few days. More details later in the show. Ian.
Thanks, Tony. An advocate for the homeless in Sudbury wants to know why the city isn't providing its drinking water trailer at Energy Court during this heat wave. But the city says there is access to water there in the cooling center with portable washrooms on site. CTV's Elena Everson reports.
These 2 men have both been homeless for about a decade in Sudbury. They say the heat makes living outdoors even tougher. They can access water at a few places, including the cooling center at Energy Court.
Access to water, it's sometimes available here on a regular basis, but due to the fact that they close down every night, we don't have water overnight, so we have to make sure we're stocked up and ready to go.
We need more water because we're dehydrated. We needed to get our system back into functioning.
This homelessness advocate wrote an email to the city asking why it's not using its portable water trailer at Energy Court during this heat wave.
We wouldn't let dogs go without water in a heat wave, and we're letting it happen here at Energy Court. That's absolutely terrible. This is a sanctioned site, sanctioned by the city of Sudbury, and this is how they treat the people who do not have homes.
In a statement, the city says, in part, the Go Give project intentionally operates the drop-in center at Energy Court from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. to provide relief during the hottest hours of the day. Go Give and outreach teams distribute bottled water to encampment residents throughout the day, while City of Greater Sudbury client navigators provide refillable water bottles to all encampment residents. It goes on to say the portable washroom trailer at Energy Court, which is connected to the city's water supply, provides access to potable water and is available to the public 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We went to the portable trailer and could not get water to come out of the tap. A woman who lives in Energy Court shows us the secret is to turn it on from underneath to get running water, but many people don't know that. She says the sink is so shallow, it's difficult to even fill a water bottle. Elena Everson, CTV News, Sudbury.
We're learning more details about a crash in downtown Sudbury that injured a scooter driver. According to investigators, an 86-year-old man was seriously injured yesterday afternoon when his mobility scooter collided with a pickup truck at the corner of Lloyd and Paris Streets. Investigators say the scooter was crossing against the traffic light, so the other driver won't be charged. Police say the man remains in hospital in critical condition. A major roadway was closed in Timmins for almost 2 hours this afternoon as firefighters were called to an apartment fire. It happened in the 200 block of McLean Drive. Officials say it started in the bathroom area. The cause is still unclear. Investigators at last word were still on site. 4 people were in the apartment at the time and all safely evacuated. Timmins Fire telling CTV News the fire got into the ceiling but didn't breach the attic, so significant renovations will be needed. City Council in North Bay will vote tonight on whether to extend the Jack Garland Airport subsidy for the first half of 2027. CTV's Eric Tashner has more.
Passenger numbers at the Jack Garland Airport haven't recovered to pre-pandemic times. The airport projects the number of flyers has declined to about 1/3 of what it once was.
So we obviously have to work on restoring passenger service to Pearson. And there's been a great deal of effort put onto that.
City Council will vote on whether to approve an extension of the airport subsidy of up to $450,000 for the period from January 1st to June 30th, 2027. A city staff report finds the airport has been diligent in managing costs and finding new sources of revenue. However, major financial hurdles include depleted reserves, challenges with winter operations, and the loss of Air Canada's Toronto to North Bay service.
We have to ask for the backstop to make sure that we continue operations and to give the business and all those people that use the airport confidence that this airport remains open. And
up to $720,000 in financial support was approved by council last year based on the airport's estimated $60,000 financial monthly shortfall. It's projected that the airport needs $200,000 by the start of July and will begin utilizing those funds.
And is a priority for the city.
Recently, WestJet launched a seasonal flight, and regional service is provided by Prop Air to Billy Bishop Airport, and Bearskin Airlines offers flights.
Bearskin, they transport mining and business leaders into the north. So that supports our mining industry in town. It's essential.
Gardner says all in all, there are about 500 direct jobs at the airport. Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
The Ontario government is setting aside another $4 million to boost a made-in-Canada critical minerals supply chain. The funds will be invested through the Critical Minerals Innovation Fund to advance new technologies that attract investment. The announcement comes on the heels of a groundbreaking for the Road to the Ring of Fire. According to the government, that was 5 years ahead of schedule. It also comes as Canada looks to secure CUSMA, the free trade deal with the United States and Mexico. The mandatory 6-year joint review checkpoint, or deadline as some have referred to it, is tomorrow. And we'll have a one-on-one coming up with Ontario's Minister of Mines at 6 o'clock. Time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5, Tony has our full weather forecast. For now, let's go to a live shot of Gillies Lake up in Timmins. This shot courtesy of the City of Timmins. Gillies Lake will also be the site of the city's fireworks show this year after everyone is finished at Hollinger Park. And it's looking absolutely gorgeous right now. Tony will have more on what we can expect for tomorrow. Stay with us. You're watching CTV Northern Ontario.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Welcome back, everyone. Now your main weather, and it's fitting that we start with our weather alerts. Severe thunderstorm watch for a big part of our broadcast region. A warning in through Timiskaming Shores, strong winds, heavy rain, a chance of some hail. It's raining off and on in through Timiskaming Shores, and also a heat warning. So bear that in mind. There's a lot going on in this heat dome that we're living under. So we're going to see some rain, and some communities are going to get much more than others. In through Sault Ste. Maria system is going to be crossing the Great Lakes. As a result, 37 millimeters for the Soo, a little bit more for Elliott Lake. Sudbury 31, and in through Timmins 0. Tomorrow's forecast looks better for the city of Timmins, especially with it being Canada Day. So let's take a look now at our 5-day weather forecast, starting with Sudbury Nickel Belt. Tomorrow, July 1st, as we mark our 159th birthday. 32 degrees in Sudbury, sun, cloud, and a chance of showers, risk of thunderstorms. Thursday, we'll get some clearing. Temperature's going to drop just a couple of degrees. Saturday looks beautiful, but still on the warm side. In through Sault Ste. Marie and Algoma, Canada Day, well, 32 degrees. Add the humidity, it'll feel like 40, 41. That's more than 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Yes, it's going to be a hot and humid day. Thursday, the temperature drops just a little bit, but it's going to be muggy because of that rain that's going to fall. Some showers also expected on Friday. Saturday, near normal temperatures. This time of year, 23 degrees as a daytime high in the Soo, so slightly above normal. And Sunday, 26. Comfortable, right? Heading on over to Timmins, Cochrane, and Kapuskasing. Beautiful sunshine. This forecast just changed by Environment and Climate Change Canada. 32 degrees. And on Thursday, we start to see cloudy skies, some more rain, some showers expected on Friday. Saturday, rain also on the way. Sunday, pretty nice day, 28 degrees. Moving on now to Timiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, 33 degrees. Whew, it's going to be a hot one. Also a chance of some precipitation, a risk of thunderstorms. In through Thursday, hot and humid weather. Temperature starts to fall a little bit. Skies clear, especially come the weekend. And finally, your 5-day weather forecast for North Bay, West Nipissing, Canada Day. 32 degrees, sun, cloud, showers, and a risk of a thunderstorm. Still going to be hot and humid on Thursday. Friday, the rain is going to stick around. Clouds are going to clear on Saturday and Sunday, and it looks pretty darn nice out there. Ian, it's back over to you.
Thanks, Tony. The city of Elliott Lake could soon see its third CAO in less than a year. In a post to its webpage, city officials announced on Monday that Matthew Huff was no longer the chief administrative officer. No official reason was given for the departure, the city adding this was a confidential personnel matter and no further comments would be provided. Mayor Andrew Wanan thanked the former CAO for his service. Huff hadn't been in the position for 4 months. It comes on the heels of a tough council meeting in which councillors questioned several expenditures on the arena project. Dynamic Earth will be opening its $14.9 million expansion tomorrow on Canada Day. CTV's Madison Merrier got a sneak peek from 7 stories below the surface.
From a 30-foot rock wall covered in projections explaining the big impact which formed our city to full-sized real mining equipment in the new expansion, Dynamic Earth is promising a more accurate picture of what modern mining looks like.
This incredible new drift that we're standing in right now, where they can see battery-operated equipment, full-size mining equipment that normally they would have to go into a mine to see, is right at their fingertips.
There's a lot of misconception about what mining is, how we mine, what the jobs are like. You know, people think the miners come out of a mine with just their eyeballs showing and their teeth, and it's not so. I mean, you see all the technology now, and we really need to change that narrative. We really need to, you know, own our past and accept it, but show the world that we've learned from it and how we can responsibly mine.
The Next Generation Mine Tour is hoping to showcase the growth of the mining industry and inspire the next generation of skilled laborers to fill in the gaps of the mining sector by exposing youth to what some say looks like an operational mine.
When I meet with the mining sector, one of the issues they bring forward again and again is that shortage of skilled workforce here in the mining sector. So this is really important. It exposes people at a very young age to what the mining sector looks like.
How much safer it is and how much cleaner it is, and the importance of that, because that showcases for young folks that there are great paying careers ahead of them in our area and in Northern Ontario.
Potentially 7,000 youth will be connected to what that industry means in Northern Ontario, what that industry means for the province of Ontario as a whole, and how we can shape this vital industry for this community.
The project was a joint effort between levels of government, community partners, and Science North. Politicians say it comes at an important time as Sudbury is expected to operate 15 mines in the future. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
Coming up on CTV News at 5, if you haven't filled up your gas tank, you might want to. Analysts say that price is going up tonight. Plus, hundreds of youth are signing up for the City of North Bay's newest program. New auto insurance laws will take effect across Ontario tomorrow. 9 types of accident benefits, which had previously been automatic in every Ontario policy, will now be optional. They include income replacement, caregiver benefits, death and funeral benefits, lost educational expenses, and damage to personal items. The changes could save a driver up to $100 yearly in premiums. However, some experts are warning about added risks, including more legal disputes after crashes, particularly if drivers opt out of benefits without fully understanding the financial consequences. Anyone planning on hitting the road on Canada Day may want to fill up their gas tank today ahead of an expected price jump. Dan McTagg, president of Canadians for Affordable Energy, is predicting the price of gas in Greater Sudbury will increase by 4 cents a litre at midnight. That would bring the price to just under $1.64 a litre. Meanwhile, diesel is also expected to increase by 4 cents to sit at just under $1.84. Since launching the Bay Go City bus passes at the beginning of the month, the city of North Bay says hundreds of youth have signed up for the program. In an updated post to social media, the city says nearly 800 young people have already signed up for free transit this summer. North Bay youth between the ages of 12 and 17 can stop at the transit depot to register. The Bay Go Pass can be used until September 7th. A 2-year weekly routine has paid off for a Hearst couple. Lucy and Mark won the top prize of $250,000 with an instant crossword deluxe scratch ticket. They told OLG they've been playing every Monday for the past 2 years. They say they plan to save their winnings for retirement, but also buying a new truck and taking a trip to Disney World with their grandchildren. Congratulations. A thrilling day at the World Cup yesterday in the round of 32, with Brazil advancing from a stoppage time winner. 2 other matches went to penalties, including Paraguay upsetting Germany, as well as Morocco and the Netherlands fighting for the right to play Canada in the round of 16.
Sudbury, up against Saarbrücken. It's Sudbury!
Morocco advances following a tense shootout after scoring a stoppage time equalizer to force extra time. The loss was a disappointment again for the Netherlands, who have never won a World Cup. Now Morocco moves on to face Canada in the round of 16. It's a rematch from the group stage at the last World Cup in Qatar, where Morocco defeated Canada 2-1. Now Canada will look to avenge that loss and continue the country's historic World Cup run against Morocco. That match will take place this Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. You can catch it on TSN, on CTV, and Crave. The Canada Arm 2 is undergoing some repair work right now about 400 kilometers above the Earth.
I see you've got your tether in a good config. I see it not tangled with anything. And I see your BRT is good. You look like you're in a good config.
2 NASA astronauts began fixing a joint on the Canadian-made robotic arm just after 8 o'clock this morning. The 90-kilogram wrist joint malfunctioned during normal operations in May. The Canada Arm 2 arrived at the International Space Station in 2001 and is nearly as old as the orbiting lab itself. When we return, we'll take a look at your community close up. You're watching First at 5.
Welcome to another edition of Take Me Home Tuesday. This time we're on location at the Sudbury SPCA. And as usual, Emma Bailey now joins us. So nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
So who are we talking about today, Emma?
Today we're talking about Baloo. He's a very sweet pup. He's only a year old, so he's very timid and shy. So it's a bit harder to get him into the studio, but he's looking for that home that'll give him that patience and learning he's looking for.
How long has he been at the shelter?
He's only been with us a couple weeks. He's still sort of getting his bearings here, coming out of his shell. So we're working with him independently on whatever he needs.
Any idea how Baloo would fit in with a family or those with young children?
I think he'd do really well, just given his time to sort of explore the area and get used to the people. He hasn't really been around other animals. He's sort of been friendly with other dogs, so we think a dog would be great in the home, but a slow introduction is always the best way to go.
What about exercise? How much exercise will Baloo need? Is he very active?
He's pretty active. He's a little still timid because of the sounds in the center. It's a bit harder here for walks sometimes, but we take them on about 3 walks a day, and we think once he's in his home and out of his shell, he'll be more that active active boy that you're looking for.
Is he on any special diet at all or any dietary restrictions?
Just right now he's with Royal Canin Pet Food with our sponsorship, so he gets to go home with that. He's also spayed, neutered, microchipped, and vaccinated when he goes home, so that's all covered for you, and we hope to find him the right forever home.
And we have some good news. The dog we featured last week, Renata.
Yes, Renata went home this weekend. We actually had one of our fosters come in. He took her for the night as a foster and came in and said, I have bad news for those potential adopters because she's coming home with me. So he went home. She went home with him this weekend, and we're just so happy for another senior of our pets to find our home.
And that's great news. Of course, we're outside. It's very warm. Any tips for those families out there with dogs?
Absolutely. We're starting our No Hot Pets campaign, so we're trying to remind people not to leave their pet in the car. It's always best to leave them at home where it's safe and cool. And for your pets outside, always make sure they have water, they're being kept in the shade, and you can go on our website right now for more tips and take the pledge as well for the No Hot Pets.
Emma Bailey, so nice to see you again. Thanks again.
Thank you so much.
That was Emma Bailey, and we're here at the Sudbury SPCA. By the way, to see more of our Take Me Home Tuesday segments, go to our website, CTV News Northern Ontario.ca.
Time now for a look at our community close-up, and for that we begin along the North Shore in the town of Blind River. Larry Kirtley sent us in this fantastic shot of the wildflowers that have been growing on the side roads around Blind River. He tells us they did find what he calls a goldenrod crab spider on a clover. I'm going to have to take your word on that, Larry. I'm not really up to date with my spider lingo, but is it ever cool to look at? Thanks so much for sharing. Kitty Lalonde was up at the crack of dawn this morning in Englehart waiting to go to work, and she was treated to quite the light show there. Neat. I didn't see any of that lightning when I was up this morning, but the wind was strong enough to shake my house. Awesome catch there, Kitty. Finally, Kelly Kuhn sent us in this great shot of a pet save find. She tells us they adopted their beautiful Girl Scout 5 days ago in Lively, and she's been an amazing fit to the family. Glad to see she found a loving home. Thanks, Kelly. If you have any pictures, videos, or events you'd like us to showcase, you can email them to us at communitycloseup@bellmedia.ca. Finally for us tonight, as we get ready to celebrate Canada's birthday, some Canadian words and phrases are being added to the Oxford English Dictionary. They include elbows up, which has become a popular saying in this country over the past year. The dictionary defines it as a phrase used by Canadians to indicate their willingness to aggressively defend themselves, based on hockey legend Gordie Howe's famous stance with elbows raised. Other added words include cash spiel, think a curling bonspiel, but with cash up for grabs, grunt, not the sound, but a fruit-based dessert with a biscuit or dough topping, kitty corner, sitting diagonally opposite someone, and kokum, a grandmother or elderly woman in Cree culture. Lots of words there in the Oxford English Dictionary. There's more news for the North coming up at 6. For now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.